Hey, what's going on? We're here at SCAD Radio. We're here with...
Richie from Far From the Gods.
And so you just played. How was your set today?
It was fucking fantastic. Yeah, we had a pretty good crowd and people were into it. We were having fun up there. It's nice to play festivals.
Always is. Satisfied with the crowd?
Yeah, for sure. We played early, so that was pretty sick that, a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, we always try to throw down.
Thank you.
So, for those who aren't familiar with your music, what would you say is a good entry point as like one song that would be an entry point into your music?
Entry point to our music, just one of our songs. I'd say Excuse Me, since that's the single that kind of took off online and it seems that people are very into that one. Yeah, I'd say we're like we're a rock band with metal influence, punk influence, and we like to groove, so just have fun with it. Yeah.
And you just released a video for your single, The Voiceless?
Yes.
What was recording that like?
It was fantastic. We were out with Jonathan Davis. We recorded with him in California. He produced the 2 songs, actually. 2 of 3 that'll be on our record, Narrative Retold, which comes out May 19th. So we went with him, and it was just, he's such a great human being. I mean, it was really fun to work with him, and the attitude going in, what he had to tell us was just fantastic. I'm basically like, just have fun with it, play, don't think, and that was great. It's a really good mentality.
Do you think any of Korn's music may have rubbed off on you a little bit?
For sure, over the years, Korn wasn't the band for me that really, like, I guess, was like constantly on repeat. But I had a time where I was definitely jamming a lot of Korn, a lot of Slipknot, a little bit of like Kill Switch and stuff like that. I'm 25, so it wasn't really necessarily my era, but I always loved that band.
So, you mentioned some metalcore, some hard rock, a little bit of punk rock, new metal in there.
Mm-hmm.
How would you classify yourselves?
Ourselves?
Yeah, you got
genre.
Yeah, you got a couple different genres. I feel that you'd fit into.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, right now we're always being pushed into the metal. The tours we've done, like Born of Osiris. It's not really. I guess we don't really sound like that, or aren't very technical in that aspect. But I guess that's what you should categorize. It's like metal with rock and hip hop influence. Yeah.
And you guys are releasing a new album super soon.
Yeah, May 19th.
May 19th. Do you think that this album is a progression of sound from your first LP?
Well, this is going to be an extended version. So it's Narrative Retold, aka like a deluxe edition, and we're adding 3 songs. So there's going to be an unplugged version of Excuse Me. Not what's been on. Like, we posted an acoustic version on YouTube from a radio, but it's not going to be that. It's we had fun with it. We just had fun with that song and kind of redid it a little bit, and then the two new songs. So The Voiceless is on there, and then there's one other song, and those 2 songs we did with JD from Korn.
Any hints as to what kind of vibes we're gonna get from these new songs?
It's just gonna be, it's a little different, every song has its own flavor, and that's kind of what we're about, that's, we don't, just write a bunch of metalcore or write a bunch of rock or punk. We just try to put it all together, and whatever works and fits and flows and vibes, that's what we roll with. But yeah, one of the songs is very vibey. I mean, people have heard The Voiceless now. The other one's got more groove, got more vibe to it. It's a little slower, but it still hits. It's a little different. It's just like most of our songs are a little bit different from the other. It's the same thing with this one.
So would you say, do you guys like try and make every single song like a little bit different from the others in the way that they're just, it's a mishmash of a bunch of cool genres and it makes this neat new sound. So do you set out to do that, or does it just kind of happen in the studio?
Well, it's never like completely random, you know. I work in a studio where I write a lot, and sometimes you start with a drum groove and it just kind of builds off of that, or you know, I'll start with a guitar riff and build around that. But you know, we try basically to have a vision for the tune and then kind of, you know, adjust the music to fit the vocals and vice versa. So there's a lot of back and forth to where AJ, our singer, will be in another room recording vocals over the song that we're currently writing. And then we'll swap and go back and forth and kind of, you know, refine the instruments to work with the vocals rather than making the vocals work with the music, I guess. But it's, you know, it just depends what the vibe is, you know. On a certain day, the way you feel. There's a lot of emotion that goes into every song, and sometimes it's, you know, like just crazy punk rock shit because you're feeling energetic and you want to write some fast stuff. And sometimes, you know, there's like the song End Transmission. For me, that came out of I started vibing off of my emotions for that song, and I had like a kind of, it was like a weird, happy, sad kind of feeling that I was feeling that day. And then we started writing it, and it just kind of turned out the way it did musically. And we tried a few different things with the vocals, and in the end, you know, AJ just did his thing, and it came together. So, you know, we just vibe off of what everyone's feeling, and that's what we try to reflect in the music. If it's us pissed off at the world, or, you know, just frustrated with situations going on today, which most of us are, you know. But we try to convey that message every time we play too.
So, what are you pissed off about?
What is there not? I mean, to be pissed off about. I mean, I'm not like a super pessimist or anything, you know, but it's just a lot of government, socioeconomical issues that are going on that are just disturbing. I mean, there's so much that, you know, we could talk here for hours about, but really what pisses me off a lot is how the whole country here is so divided. And I grew up in Germany, you know, being educated on what Germans did, you know, World War II, and, you know, I just kind of grew up with a completely different perspective. And then once I moved over here, I could really tell that racism and a lot of other issues are still around, and they're just kind of being held back and closed doors. And I feel like last year, with what happened, it kind of opened a door for people to speak their mind and not really give a shit about how it's going to affect the person they're talking to. And that's something that really makes me upset. And I think it, you know, it's just to get over the race issues and stuff like that, and just religious issues that people have. I just hate the categorizing, and I guess that's why it's like it reflects in our music that way too, because we don't like to categorize ourselves into anything specific. You know, like I said, it's just what we feel. But yeah, that's, you know, pretty much what pisses me off. There's my water.
And is there a sort of message that you would like to send through your music?
Well, I mean, AJ does a really good job at that, in my opinion. But, you know, if you listen to it, it's coming down to unite or die. That's the message. We have to unite, or else we're going to start more wars, and they're going to get larger, and it's just going to be a catastrophe. And it's really the only way that it can work. And first and foremost, we need better education. With education, we can conquer the planet, but, you know, it's hard to educate everyone, but that's the first step.
So, do you feel that you guys as a band try to embrace the metal and hardcore ethos of coming together with your music?
For sure. I mean, the I've always loved that vibe of, you know, going to a metal show growing up, and you're there with your like 10, 15 buddies, some that you're not super close with, but in that moment it's like you're inside of the pit and everyone's, you know, kind of family. I've always loved that aspect of metal and hardcore and the DIY aspect of things, and it's cool, man. It's just good vibes for sure.
And so you guys are on Warped Tour this year.
Yeah, doing the whole damn thing.
Is this your first time on the tour?
Yes, yeah.
What are you guys looking forward to? What are you guys dreading?
I mean, I'm looking forward to, you know, playing every day. I mean, I love doing this, and it's going to be nice to play outside and play in front of, you know, a bigger crowd every day, and, you know, just reach more people with our message. But yeah, it should be fun. I mean, I'm excited.
It's great. And what's next for the what's next for Fire from the Gods?
Right now we're actually on tour with Volumes. So both Volumes and us, we have a few festival days, and we just kind of stick together around those dates. They played yesterday, we played today, and I think in about 2 days we get back together and play a few shows, and then go to Carolina Rebellion. So, and then after that, we're home for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then back out on Warped Tour.
So, tour life, is it good so far?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you go through the struggle a little bit, sleeping in vans and stuff, but hey, you know, it's all part of it. You just got to keep grinding, and if you love it, then you're gonna do it. You know, no matter what it entails.
And is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing today?
I actually just caught a little bit of Alter Bridge. That's like my guilty pleasure of like rock music. I guess I've always liked them a lot, but I guess wait, who else is still playing? Man, I saw In This Moment. They were pretty fucking cool. And Every Time I Die was awesome. Let me see here real quick. Oh, Seether's playing, and I'm not a huge Def Leppard fan. I never really got into them, but Papa Roach should be pretty sick. And I unfortunately missed Of Mice and Men, but yeah. Did you catch them?
We were lugging stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
Car. All right, well, thank you so much. Once again, this is SCAD Radio, and we're here with
Richie from Fire from the Gods.
All right, thank you so much.